Good day. Many have heard the name of David, that he was the greatest king of Israel. I am drawing a parallel between a child's giftedness and the child's need for love. I am pitching the position that highly gifted children with IQ or other ability also need a strong bond of love. If not, they will either feel frustrated because their gift potential did not grow, or else they will grow their gift potential by themselves and will be unapproachable. Therefore, it is wise for parents and others to recognize children with unusual ability and to nurture them with love. Love has a discipline, love has a track. Love has an oversight, love has a hope. Love is a prophecy that this child is going to be the best he can. That's how God looked after David, who was born as the 8th son of Jesse, a big man in a big town, Bethlehem, at that time. But he was the 8th son of Jesse from another woman. So the first 7 sons looked down upon David. Even Jesse the father didn't have much hope for David. In fact, David was an embarrassment. So he says in Psalm 27 verse 10, even though my father and mother forsake me, that would have been a very sad thought, because he was put to look after the smelly sheep, while the 7 older brothers were serving the king of the time, King Saul. But David's time came. Until David's time came, he indulged or deployed his own excellence in the way he could. 1, he looked after the sheep very well. 2, he made for himself 8-chord harp and did music very well. Thirdly, he made a slingshot and took aim very well. So in 3 areas, he did the best he can with what he was entrusted by his earthly father, by his heavenly father. Then the day came. God was looking for a king to anoint to be next king. God told Samuel, the prophet, the next king I have found in Jesse's house. Go anoint his son. When Samuel went to Jesse's house, Samuel being the prophet, to anoint the next king, Jesse brought forth his first son, second son, third son, all muscular, well-presented, young men with bright potential serving the king. God said, none of this. Samuel said, do you have another son? Then only Jesse thought of bringing David, because the father did not know there was a king in his house, but David knew there was a king inside him. How have you felt? Have you felt there's a king inside you? David prepared as if he would be the next king. So whatever he did with excellence. So by the time he was 70, he was anointed to be the next king, but he still looked after his father's many sheep. One day the king was looking for a musician to heal his insomnia, which was demon-induced. And then there was a young man serving before the king, because he had opportunity, who spoke to the king when king was looking for a musician, and told the king, I know of a young man. He's the son of Jesse, and that would be his sonship and fatherhood connection. 2, that he was from Bethlehem, and Bethlehem was the frontier town, forward defense line, that had to do all the battles against the Philistines. So when Goliath came up, for David it was a daily bread battle. Thirdly, he said he's very skilled. Fourthly, that he had musical ability. Fifthly, that he was mighty, because he was known to have killed a lion and a bear that came to eat up his sheep. Sixthly, he was a man of valor, it was told, even at that age, which means he thought of others while in battle. Then it was said he was also skilled or gracious in speech. He spoke well. He composed hymns that we read as psalms today. And as he gave up his linguistic gave his linguistic ability to honor God, God increased his ability. This is how our gift gets a blessing. When we give it to God, it gains potential which we naturally couldn't achieve. Then the king was told by this young man, David's friend, that he is also very prudent in speech, that he is handsome, and that the Lord was with David. So these are the 10 strings of David's harp life that made him a recommendation. Of him a recommendation was made to the king. So my point is that if you have much gifting, God will find a way to take you to the king. If you keep close to God, God brings out your best potential. Is there a king in you? What are you doing with that kingship God has put into you? Prepare for it. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, and if you need any more clips on this subject, spirituality, reason and science, please send a WhatsApp to +94 74 2 11 5011. You can also download my app Golden Nuggets free of cost from App Store or Google. Thank you for listening. Give your best to God. Invite him into your heart. The Good Shepherd will lead you in the best pastures and into the best positions, furnishing your table with his wisdom for you. Thank you for listening.